Hi, everybody. So recently, one of my people I know who are in WhatsApp sent me bunch of quotations from a blog. Not quotations, more of like writings from a blog done by a really, really good tourism professionals who have far more experience and knowledge than me. And then they were giving their saying on how we bounce back, how we rebuild, what are the positioning of tourism we should do. Which I believe all of them are right. All of them have much valid point. But one thing is that we have to understand. So, like we are in the rebuilding phase of tourism. So when you do rebuilding, you can't have a one-way stream. So one of the things that I see in sort of our Sri Lankan sort of a laid-back culture that we have, we don't question, we don't argue that much. Argument questions can be bad, but without any argument, without questions, we can't develop new products. So we talks about R&D, research and development. Research and development in a tourism should not happen in a lab. In tourism, it should happen in a conversation. We should develop. We need to rebuild, re elevate our positioning. So now we are about to relaunch or rebuild our industry after COVID and the economical crisis that's happening. And there's a beautiful saying by one of the President Obama's advisors: never let a good crisis go to waste, because it's the time that you could do things that you never thought that you could do possible. So we are in amazing golden opportunity to rebuild the nations, rebuild the tourism industry. We all know how valuable it is with the FDIs, the foreign currency. So how to rebuild? So one of the most of the things that this expert was saying, that we have the amazing amount of diversity, we have amazing amount of culture, we have so much uh, valuable places like Sigiriya that we could market, which I think it is a valid point. But what I want to say is create a counter argument, not saying they are wrong or right. I'm creating a counter argument. I'm putting my argument into the Twitter or WhatsApp sphere, so you can create argument. That's the best way for us to improve our product. Same times, I know the new minister and there's a new committee of tourism leaders who are gonna steer the tourism industry. So this message is for them also. So one thing we have to understand is that we are not the only country with beautiful landscape. We are not the only country with beautiful heritage. We are not the only country with a diversified tourism attraction. There are is other countries. Same times, we are not the only country who had a war. We are not the same only country who had a tsunami. We are not the only country who had economical crisis. And there is lots of countries around the world who has done much better with less resources, with more problems. So there is no excuses. So for last 30-40 years, we have done tourism. Yes, there is lots of external things, but we have to look as an industry. We all needs to understand that we never really performed to the level that we needed. Yes, there is external things, but external thing can go up to a certain spec. As I think, as a tourism human resource, people who are in the industry, we have to bear a certain amount of fault also, because our industry is not producing the efficiency that we need. So there's two ways for us to develop the industry, right? One way that we normally tend to do is more outward bound. So we do more promotion, we do more advertising campaigns, and then hoping that we will get more tourists. But why not think outward? We need to go away from this whole Sigiriya, Yala attraction mindset, or to doing some European marketing campaign mindset. Because yes, both are important, but the most important in a tourism industry is its human resource, its human capacity. It's us who are in the tourism industry. It's how much value that we can bring is what is important. I'll give you a nice example. So think Sri Lanka at the 9 provinces as 9 attraction, 9 destinations. Then have a tourism council, and then will have the most amount of guests? It's going to be Western Province. Western Province does not have the beaches. Western Province does not have the culture. There are a certain amount of culture, but nothing like what Anuradhapura would have, but they will have the most amount of guests because they have the best infrastructure and they have the best human capacity. So this is what we need. This is why a desert like Dubai, with the new management, new human capital, and with the infrastructure, or Singapore, which are smaller or a small islands, will get with good human capacity. Look at Maldives. We are getting much better tourism numbers than us, but not comparable. But one thing we have to understand that they don't really have the human capacity. They have to import lots of Sri Lankans, lots of from Southeast Asia to improve. Without those human capacity, with I believe no offense intended, but if the Maldive population was doing that tourism, I think they won't be that good. So human capacity, human is very important. So another good example, I'm just going around, but I think I wanted to get this point back to you guys because we need to think inwards. So if you look at Sangakkara and Mahela, and then a lot of people thought that Matthews and Chandimal would be their successors. I believe Chandimal and Mahela, Matthews had better infrastructure, better coaching, better uh, things and everything, but they do not, apart from certain amount of periods, they could not capitalize. Any great leader, any great politician, businessman, they are the people who understands mistakes and then recreate it. I think Mahela and Sangha, the reason that they became great, they improved themselves. They improved their human capacity. They improved their game awareness, game management, fitness management, all those things. So coming back to tourism, I think what we should do is to increase our human capacity, increase the efficiency of our human resource. So let me put a number into it. I'm just putting some numbers here, but just to get it to understand. Imagine that our industry has 200,000 employees, direct or indirect, just putting a number. On these 200,000 employees, with all the problems and all the education problems or whatever we have, imagine that we are only human resources on performing around 50%. Under 200,000, 50% efficiency of a human resource, maybe the capacity that we can handle on that sense is be 2 million. But then we go outside, do a lot of promotions, and then we said we can do 2.5 million. Soon as we have more, with the promotion, we are getting more people, and then with the human capacity is not enough to cope with that. Then you have lots of problems. Then you have all these mafias. Then you have all these collapsing of lots of bad guest experiences, harassments, whatever. So why not think inward again? So why not we increase our human capacity from 50% efficiency of the tourism industry professionals to 50% to 75%? Maybe by doing that, we will create amazing amount of new products, amazing amount of, because all of us has more pulling power than advertising campaign. Because we are in the social media sphere, I run my own hiking business. Then people from all around the world contacted me, not because of there are a certain amount of because of the global campaign, but the certain amount is because I'm in the blogs, I'm in the Instagram, talking on the Facebook groups, all these things. And if you improve, automatically that pulling power improves two-folds, three-folds, five-folds. And then automatically, even without a proper global awareness campaign, you might get, because of the increase of efficiency, you might get 3 million or 4 million tourism, because the power of the tourism industry, it's not on the beaches, not on the ancient cultural places. Power of the industry is with the people who are doing it. That's why places like Dubai, places like Maldives, especially with all the great human resource going into that, it's trading. Yes, infrastructure, the money is there, but the real thing is the people. So we need to find a people focus tourism industry. So we need to find a ways that we can improve the human resources of the existing tourists, to some professionals like me who are younger voices in the tourism industry. We need to have places that we can perform. We need to have a more constructive arguments. We need to have maybe like similar to Rotary clubs. We need to have young tourism associations. We need to have award ceremonies that not politically motivated, but to every year, like who's the best guide, who's the best person, competitions, and the education system needs to change. If a new tourism manager doesn't know what is hashtag and what's Instagram algorithms are, if a national guide doesn't know how to be a storyteller, or what's a blog, or how to put up a picture on Instagram, there is some failure, because we have to move with the world. So this, I think, is the message. We need to look inward. We have the diversity, but we are not capitalizing it, because I believe, because our human resource is not enough. We need to improve this, and then automatically, when you improve the human resource capacity, when you create a environment that you can have people with different products try it out, a place that a younger generation, younger entrepreneurs could thrive, you'll create amazing amount of pulling power, and then the whole industry will expand. So I think that's the way, and this would be the best thing for the new. If you really love your industry, because another thing is with all the political system and all the elections and stuff, these type of things are, even though it's very not a rocket science, it's very easy to do, but it is not. The real results of these things, these changes will come after 5 or 10 years time, because these things that are already rooted in the industry, the cancers are rooted in the industry, needs take time to go away. So I think, please think inward rather than going into global campaigns. Improve the human resource of our industry, improve the human capacity, improve the efficiency, effectiveness, and then you will get a amazing tourism industry. That's my message. Please let me know. There's no one right answer, there's no one right way. So this is my way, this is my idea putting forward. Please share, give me your feedback. If you have any ideas, I'm going to do about inwards, a new series about sustainability, how I believe that inward sustainability and operation sustainability, how we can achieve sustainability through that. So people with different ideas needs to come forward, and that's how you rebuild the tourism industry in a sustainable way. Thank you very much.